Bridgerton. Season 4, Episode 2, Time Transfixed. Recap and review. Episode 2 of Bridgerton Season 4 begins with Benedict drawing Sophie in her silver masquerade costume. A flashback to the day of the ball shows that Rosamund has lost her mask, and Sophie is forced to make another last minute. However, Rosamund finds her mask again and accuses Sophie of sabotaging her. Araminta is passive-aggressive, while Posey is the only one who tries to defend Sophie. Once they leave, Sophie rants to Alfie the footman and Irma the head cook. They convince her to go to the ball by grabbing a silver dress from a dead Penwood sister. To complete the look, they push her to wear the mask she was stitching and Araminta's forgotten silver shoes. At present, Lord John dotes on Pen's kid, and Francesca looks sad. Hyacinth argues about debuting soon, while Eloise wants to be taken off the market. Araminta notices that her silver shoes have a mark and takes it out on Sophie by ordering her to restitch and polish all the shoes as she plans to have Rosamund pursue Benedict. A flashback shows Lord Penwood marrying Araminta. Sophie is excited to have a mother, but Penwood simply introduces her as his ward to a displeased Araminta. At present, Sophie sulks and confesses to Irma and Alfie that she had a moment with Benedict. Charlotte continues to ignore Lady Danbury's request to leave society, and they end up bickering. Violet tries to reintroduce Eloise to some bachelors when Benedict swoops in. He makes a deal with Eloise. He will be her pretend chaperone to get Violet off her back. In return, she has to help him find Sophie. Eloise brings in Pen and Benedict asks her to send a message via Whistledown. She warns him that if he mentions he's looking for someone, all the maidens of the Tun will start pursuing him. He decides to brave it, but we see his enthusiasm fading as event after event. He talks to women and gets nowhere. He almost believes Rosamund is Sophie, but drops her on learning of her costume. Alfie tries to convince Sophie that Benedict is looking for her, but she refuses to believe it. Violet catches on as well and bullies Pen into revealing that Benedict is looking for a particular lady. She is sad that he tried to hide this from her and offers her help. He gives in, and of course, Violet knows what she's doing as she instantly clocks the Penwood signature inside the glove. She also points out that there are other women in the house apart from Rosamund. A flashback shows Araminta canceling little Sophie's dance lessons. Lord Penwood does think much of it. Sophie asks about her mother and only has a necklace to remember her. She also calls her father Sir. He doesn't say much but promises to look after her. At present, Posey and Sophie celebrate as the former has a gentleman caller. Sophie's smile falls as it is Benedict. Alfie tries to push her into revealing her identity, but she refuses. She claims Benedict is looking for a maid, but the lady in silver who does exist. Araminta starts putting the dots together when Benedict's interest falls on learning Posey did wear a silver costume. She also spots the Penwood glove he is holding. As for Lady Danbury, she refuses to come to court anymore. Charlotte sulks, and Brimsley begs Danbury to patch up with her. Danbury's anger seems to melt when he points out that she is Charlotte's only friend. Meanwhile, Araminta confronts Sophie, who lashes out. We learn that Sophie is the illegitimate daughter of Lord Penwood and his maid, Miss Bake. Araminta was simply trying to protect the Penwood reputation by keeping Sophie around, and decides that it's not worth it. She kicks Sophie out and blacklists her from working in Mayfair. Irma and Alfie feel guilty and give Sophie some money. Even Posey hands her some diamond earrings to help with her lodging. However, at the pawn shop, Sophie is surprised to learn that the diamonds are fake. Danbury tries to apologize to Charlotte, who tries to convince her to stay. It escalates with Charlotte treating Danbury as a mere subject. Danbury is hurt, and Charlotte profusely apologizes. She ends up crying, begging Danbury not to leave her. Similarly, Benedict and Eloise share a bitter moment. Eloise feels betrayed as they were supposed to go against societal expectations together. Benedict sadly claims that he might just rejoin her as no one wants him. That night, he ends up at a party at Cavender's countryside estate. Most of the guests are rakes. 3 men try to assault a maid, and Sophie jumps in. Looks like she has found a job there. They target her, but Benedict stops them by getting in a fight with Cavender. He demands an apology on Sophie's behalf, but unfortunately, gets her fired. In a flashback, Penwood dies, and Araminta claims he has left nothing for Sophie. She convinces Sophie that it is best if she stays a maid, so as not to make the same mistakes as her mother and dream above her station. At present, Sophie is upset and tries to walk to the nearest town. Sheepishly, Benedict offers her a ride, promising not to touch her or even look at her. He finds her quite familiar, but she insists they have never met as she is just a maid. Bridgerton Season 4 Episode 2 keeps the momentum going with Benedict's pursuit of the Lady in Silver.